This morning, you weren't sure. You were saying, do you know anything about these blueprints? We went and looked it up, found out indeed it's public that they're building these prison facilities inside of the Postal Service. Paul Watson has links to that in his article. U.S. Postal Service expands construction of secret rooms. This just went up on prisonplanet.com. So we've confirmed this is going on, but the issue is it's the other things that the people are telling you who are involved in this that they're now being staffed. They're now being expanded. They're now building bigger ones. They can wear any patch they want of any agency. And how they admitted 7 years ago, this is part of the forced inoculation program. That is confirmed. Steve Quayle's our guest. Key info straight ahead. Okay, Steve, lay it all out. Why this is such a concern, because it's not like they're just building secret jails, which we went and tracked down and found the government purchase orders. That's creepy enough. We know from past mainstream reports they want to use post offices during collapse of society and for forced inoculation. And go ahead.
Well, also, I think the thing that everyone needs to watch is all of the new revelations on the ID, the new push for national ID, the new biometric scanning, the new DNA scanning, the new sampling against your will. I mean, the point is, Alex, the post office is going to become the place where once they generate the false flag in conjunction with, I believe, Iran, in conjunction with North Korea, I think people need to understand this, that the mainstream press absolutely does not give news, they don't give the truth, and they only give what I would call diversionary entertainment, and let's put that in question marks. So the point that it has to be made clearly is that the identification, the vilification, the nullification, and soon the destruction of anyone who is other than them is going to take place. And look, Alex, we've seen it. The MIAC report, all the different documentation, it doesn't even matter if we can prove historically that false flags are general operating procedure of the power that's in place at the time. The Korean incident, starting with the sinking of the South Korean ship by North Korea, followed up with massive deployment of some of the state-of-the-art weaponry to not only Guam, but also Okinawa, the reversal of the Japanese government to Okinawa. I can tell you this from someone I know in Japan, told me 3 days ago, point blank, he said, Steve, I was in a position to hear some of the Japanese military, two of their highest leaders, saying it's time to break out the stuff that we hoped we'd never have to use. He said, use your imagination. As most people know, Alex, Japan is not thrilled with the idea of a nuclear war in Korea. And let's look now to the oil spill. Whether people believe it or not, want to accept it or not, all these things are happening almost in a concerted and a concentrated point in time to generate the massive amount of chaos. The New World Order thrives on one word. Out of chaos must come the New World Order. And so now we've got, every day we've got the president of this country making statements on a new global order. We're seeing it all, but remember, and this is the thing I think that everyone loses track of, you cannot bring on the New World Order until you do away with the Old World Order. So the false flag is a given. I'm also told, and I've been told this by people who live in your area, and you know in Austin, you guys have a lot of retired and active duty, special operations people, that again, the idea is that once it starts in the Middle East, and Egypt's already running their test war against Israel, Syria, everybody's getting ready for the big one. And currently with that, it's the divide and conquer policy. North Korea can absolutely take out Seoul, Korea with their artillery, I think, in under 2 hours. So that means we'll disperse and dispatch some of our most technologically advanced stuff that most people don't even want to acknowledge exists, but we'll leave that for another time. And even those guys that are in the command and control of all the armed services, U.S. all over the world, they've been up at a level never before seen. And what I'm talking about is that most people think that everything that goes out from orders emanates either from the Pentagon or White House. That's not true. There is White House approval codes, etc., but there are very high-ranking military members with ranks that most people don't even know still exist that that are up. Martial Law Papa, by the way, is one of the guys' names. And the thing is that we're seeing now building almost to a crescendo, and it's waiting for the shoe to fall. But while we're waiting for the shoe to fall, whether it's false flag or an international incident or nuclear war, whatever, the point being is that all these centers are being staffed, all the prisons are being staffed. You know, whether people want to believe that auto carrier cars can be used for human beings or not, I'm not going to argue the point. The thing is, we see everything going on. The vilification of veterans, that's the one that really threw me off, Alex, because a veteran should have been screaming at the top of their lungs.
Well, Steve, I mean, it's admitted they're training for martial law and military lockdown and mass arrest and saying we can only keep you safe if we can arrest citizens and strip them of habeas corpus. We can only keep you safe if we can torture. I mean, look at the North Korea situation. You've got the Swiss company, headed up by Rumsfeld, giving them the nukes, and then now, right on time, having the North attack that South Korean ship. And this is all happening at the perfect time with what's going on in the economy as well. But key article up on prisonplanet.com. You can also read the PDF document on Steve Quayle's website. We'll give that to you when we come back. U.S. Postal Service expands construction of secret rooms. And we confirmed this. We don't just have the documents of some of the secret rooms in different cities. We have also the news admitting they're building these. We'll be back. Folks, don't forget that you make this radio/TV show possible. You make the films possible, the news websites. And plus, the books and videos are what are waking people up. And the population is now ready to be awakened. Get Don't Tread on Me about 10th Amendment, states' rights, democracy versus republic. Where were you in the Second American Revolution to restore freedom? That's what Don't Tread on Me, available on DVD at Infowars.com covers. PrisonPlanet.tv members can also watch that film. Invisible Empire, New World Order Defined. Police State 4, The Rise of FEMA. And by the way, in Police State 4, The Rise of FEMA, we went to Hardin, Montana. And I duck into one of the offices when they gave us a little fake tour, and it had the big maps, the blueprints saying Alien Detention Center. Remember, they had said it was going to be a FEMA camp on CNN. Then they denied that. And they had a DNA testing room in there. When I ducked in, I mean, I'd flip the camera on, duck in because they wouldn't let me get in. That's been being posted on YouTube right now. It's going to be posted in with this article with the info Steve Quayle and others gave us. But I want to be specific here, ladies and gentlemen. Police State 4, The Rise of FEMA covers all of the developments that are taking place. Everyone needs to see this. When they're taking blood under federal grants at checkpoints all over the country, and when they're announcing they're going to arrest citizens without any due process, that is martial law. It's what increment of martial law are we under? So we also do need to have your support out there. 888-253-3139 is the toll-free number to call and get books and videos or ask about different combos and specials. 888-253-3139. Or you can see all my films in super high quality and other great films we've been authorized to post at prisonplanet.tv, like Camp FEMA. That's going up there this week at prisonplanet.tv, not just Don't Tread on Me. And you can also visit Infowars.com and get the books, videos, materials, because, this is a big nut to crack every month to fund this operation. But we've been able to do what we've done because of your financial support. So I want to thank all of you for your support. Be sure and get the books and videos and materials. You may already know everything, but your friends and family don't. So see it as a donation. Buy the books, buy the videos, and give them to friends and family. You can make copies of all my films. Get them out to everybody. We just want to stop what's happening. I mean, look at how things get crazier and crazier and crazier by the minute. And I want to talk about the bigger geopolitical situation with Steve Quayle here with us now. But, Steve, give folks your website.
My website is stevequayle.com, QUAYLE.com. And, Alex, just since we've been on the air together, a guy that's worked on these just sent me an email saying, I've worked on about 6 of these rooms across the state. They use them to keep anonymity of the people working in them. We had to have a 10-year background check, including full fingerprints and a 30-page form. I've worked in many other post office and federal buildings without any background work. The head of the project was a 20-year veteran of the CIA. I'm not lying. So, interesting, because, again, now you've got domestic intelligence being turned internally. We've got the biggest wars potential being let's say, coming to a focus, and every effort that can be made to ultimately make war against the American people, imprison and torture the American people, and it's all going on under the guise of, domestic security. I've got to tell you, Alex, that what we're talking about, we're hitting a nerve. Now also, something that your listeners need to know, in real time, frequency alerts are up on HF radio frequencies for all the American troops on the Korean Peninsula. The stories coming out on the newswire.
No. They admit we may have nuclear war. They admit we're in a war footing. North Korea could strike. If North Korea does one thing, including bringing their ships into South Korean waters, South Korea is going to attack. I mean, we could see the start of World War III. And notice how this is happening right on time with the banking collapse.
Absolutely. And what I didn't get a chance to finish that's really critical is he said, Steve, as an MBC instructor for American troops in the area, I can tell you there are more tactical nukes in the area than you can shake a stick at. So when you said World War III, Alex, that's exactly it. Now, look, here's the deal. If the banking crisis is worldwide, they have to take down, the Luciferians, the Illuminati, the globalists have to take down the entire banking system of the world.